Yo, guys, what's up? I got the plays for you guys for the NFL games on Friday. We got a couple more preseason games here, and I got three more plays that we're going to get into in 1 second. First, before we do, quick recap on the Thursday preseason games. The strategy we tried to use did not fully work. The Bengals absolutely screwed us, but we did hit all of the Raiders' plays. So we went 3 for 6, literally just 50-50 is what it is. We're going to do better here in this video, but we'll talk about that more in a second. First, before we get into those plays, totally forgot to mention this last video, but in the last week in my VIP, we have swept 3 different days, and in those 3 days, we are now up 45 units in the VIP in 3 days. To put that in perspective, you guys can see the numbers right here. That is absolutely ridiculous. So we're killing it in the MLB right now. We're going to continue to kill it in the college football and NFL season. So right now we have a discount. You could see it at the bottom of the screen. Go get the VIP and use code football at checkout. You get 80% off. That is the biggest discount I've ever dropped. That is literally tied with the biggest discount I've ever had. So make sure to use code football. 80% off VIP. So go get that right now. When you get in the VIP, you get plays texted directly to your phone every single day of all of my favorite plays. VIP absolutely killed it last year. Again, we're killing it right now. These are just like 4 different slips that I found from last year's VIP that we absolutely killed it. We had some 4-man demon plays, some 6 legs. So make sure to go get in the VIP again, guys. Use code football right now, 80% off. I promise you, look how much we've been making. You're going to want to go make some money. So go get that. All that information is down below in the description of this video. So just go down to the description, get to the Ghost Locks winnable, and then get in the VIP with code football, 80% off. Also, for all of you guys, these will be down in the description as well. But if you want some free money, go download the Sleeper, Chalkboard, and Parlay Play apps. When you download these apps, make sure to use promo code GHOST. When you do, they all will give you a $100 deposit match each. But specifically today, very important, Chalkboard actually just changed something up. They are giving you $20 for free just by getting on the app. So you don't even have to deposit, and they just throw you $20 off rip when you sign up using code GHOST. So go get Chalkboard right now. Again, I talk about all these apps all the time. They are great apps. I use them every day, so there's nothing weird about them. I'm telling you guys, out of all these apps right now, I would honestly say Chalkboard's the best one because, again, $20 for free. You don't even have to deposit. I don't even think you have to put any of your information in really other than just like normal sign-up stuff. So go sign up. Make sure to use code GHOST when you sign up, and then $20 for free off rip on Chalkboard, and then go bet on some of these games. But all of these, links and stuff will be down below in the description of this video. And then if you want the VIP, that is down below in the description as well. So it's code football for the discount and VIP. It's code GHOST for these apps. But again, all that information in the description below. With all that being said, let's hop into the plays today. So obviously you guys all were literally, the comments were hilarious talking about the Bengals. And I said it myself in the comments, dude. The Bengals absolutely killed us yesterday on Thursday. That's my bad. Our, strategy was let's just take the under for all the starters. Again, I told you guys it wasn't like a, foolproof strategy. It's just preseason. It's honestly kind of for fun at this point anyway. But it totally worked for the Raiders game. I mean, they didn't even remotely get close. Ashton Genty had negative rushing yards. Geno Smith threw the ball 3 times. So the only reason it missed for the Bengals, honestly, I think it's just because at the end of the day, it's the Bengals. They're great. My bad. We probably shouldn't even have bet against the Bengals, even if it is preseason, because their offense is just that good. However, again, it worked for the Raiders really well. So today on Friday, we're going to go back somewhat to the same strategy, but we're not just taking this because of the strategy itself, but we're also going to be taking the under here just because of the fact of what their coach said. So we're taking the under on the Panthers starters. So we got Bryce Young at 44 and a half passing yards. We got Chuba Hubbard at 15 and a half rushing yards. Now, if you look at these lines, Bryce Young obviously at 44 and a half passing yards, kind of a low line. I do wish that was closer to 50, but at 44 and a half, it's not horrible. It is what it is. Obviously, he's not the best quarterback in the league by any means anyway. So 44 and a half, I think, still an okay line for us. And then Chuba Hubbard, 15 and a half rushing yards. Again, it's an okay line. Both these lines, they're okay. The reason we're taking the under here, obviously, it's like I said yesterday, yes, you got to take the under on starters. It's preseason. They barely play. But specifically these 2 guys and specifically this team, their coach already came out. And last season, he was known for not playing his starters in preseason. He hated it. He basically didn't even play them the entire preseason. This year, he came out and said, yeah, we're going to get the starters, some playing time. We're going to give them 1, maybe 2 drives in the game. That's what he said. 1, maybe 2 drives. So you have the Carolina Panthers starters playing 1, possibly 2 drives in this game. I'm taking the under every time. I'm not a Panthers hater by any means, but let's be real, guys. They're not the best team in the league by any means. They're not good at all. So I'm taking the under. If Bryce Young and Chuba Hubbard both go over these lines in one or two drives, by all means, it is what it is. You throw your hands up, you say, I could only do so much, right? But with that information, when you know they're only going to play one or two drives in this game, you got to take the under at 44.5 pass yards and 15.5 rushing yards. If they go out and get a 3-and-out, which obviously I don't think they're going to, but if they do, they might not come back in the rest of the game, and then that is two free squares. So I'm taking the under of Bryce Young, taking the under on Chuba Hubbard. Again, if they go over in one or two drives, it is what it is. And then also if the coach is for some reason lying and they play the entire first quarter or a little bit into the second quarter, that is what it is also. I mean, you can only do so much with the information you have, especially when it's preseason. But we're going to be taking the under on Bryce Young and Chuba Hubbard right there. The third play we have to finish this out is going to be Shedeur Sanders. We're actually going to be taking Sanders under on his over on his rushing yards at 6.5. Now, Shedeur Sanders, if you watched him at Colorado at all, he had the worst O-line in the entire country, in my opinion, out of Power 4 teams, right? So he had a really bad O-line, and he still got over this line more games than he didn't. On top of that, in college football, if you get like a 10, 15-yard sack, that counts against you in rushing yards. Why? That's beyond me. I have no clue why they count it like that. But obviously in the NFL, they don't count it like that. So Shedeur, in a situation where they're not going to count sacks against him anymore, I do like him over 6.5 rushing yards. He's an athletic guy. He had like 60% of his games last year. He had a longest run in that game over 6.5 rushing yards. I mean, most games last season, he had one run that was over 6.5 yards itself, let alone in a full game of just 6.5 rushing yards in general. By the way, Shedeur Sanders, in case you're curious, the Browns they do have like 5 quarterbacks in the room that they pretty much could start. However, most of them are hurt. Joe Flacco's out, Kenny Pickett's out, Dylan Gabriel's out. All they have in this game is Shedeur, who's obviously starting, and then Tyler Huntley's in this game as well. So Shedeur should see a ton of playing time. Everyone's hyped that he's starting, but it's not just that he's starting. He should see a ton of playing time as well. So if he does see a ton of playing time, at least the first half, or a quarter and a half, something, he should play at least the first half. And if he does, I do think he should go over 6.5 rushing yards again. It would not shock me if he gets a 7+ yard run in this game just off one run alone. So I do like Shedeur Sanders over his rushing yards. I like him over his passing yards as well. Again, he should see a lot of playing time in this game. So those are the 3 plays I have for you guys for these games on Friday. Hopefully we could bounce back. Again, strategy got absolutely smashed by Bengals, but then the Raiders helped us a lot. So we'll see what happens here. Again, it's just preseason. Don't put a ton of money on it. Be careful. It's just for fun. When the regular season actually starts for college football and NFL, that's when we're going to really, start to make a ton of money. So be careful. But these are, if you want to have fun, my 3 plays for the games on Friday. Make sure to drop a like on this video. It helps me out a ton. Do not forget to subscribe as well, not just to this channel, but the Ghost Locks 2 channel as well. We have 2 channels that we post on, so make sure to subscribe to both channels. Like the video, again, helps me out a ton. And then before we get out of here, just to remind you guys, VIP's been killing it. So if you want to get in, use code football, 80% off VIP. Killed it last year, killing it right now, so super excited for that. And then obviously, again, Chalkboard, use code GHOST. $20 for free. They just throw it right at you. So highly recommend that. There's literally no downside to that whatsoever. So highly recommend to go get in that as well. Other than that, these are the 3 plays I have for you for the games on Friday. Good luck with all your bets, and I'll catch you next video.